The Indianapolis Colts finally got their first divisional win against the Tennessee Titans, beating them 2017 and putting us back at 500, and currently, as we stand, at the 7th seed in the AFC. But there is a big but. If the Tennessee Titans had a more capable quarterback than Will Levis, they would have beaten us. Because he made a lot of boneheaded throws out there, which if a right quarterback would have been out there, would have made those throws. And luckily, hey, we faced a bad quarterback. Truth to be said. But their rushing offense was fantastic, while our rushing defense was horrendous. But let's talk about it. Tennessee Titans had over 146 rushing yards, while we had a measly 80. Granted, JT was out there, but I'm going to say this right now. Tyler Goodson is going to have to get the nod if JT's going to be out a little bit longer over Trey Sherman, because he made a lot of good explosive plays, while Trey Sherman is a good pass blocker and is pass catcher as well too. But as of right now, I will give the nod to Tyler Goodson. And we had 20 first downs over Tennessee's 16, which is okay. But the one thing I love the most, how we sustained drives, 7 for 15 on third down efficiency. I really, really like that the most right there. And our defenses, especially ours, we got 0 pressure on Will Levis and 0 sacks. Granted, I know we're decimated with injuries, but 0 pressures, 0 sacks, like that right there is truly horrendous. And the only turnover we had was a interception by Joe Flacco. Miscommunication between the receiver and him. It is what it is. I'm not really too harp over it. While Will Levis also threw an interception as well too. Time possession, good. 29 minutes to Tennessee's 30, which is really efficient right there as well too. Joe Flacco was out there sustaining drives, not scoring a lot, but sustaining drives somewhat. And let's talk about Joe Flacco. He had an okay day. 22 for 38, 189 yards, 2 touchdowns. I believe this is 8th straight game of having 2+ touchdowns and a pick as well. But like I said before, without that running game, we're leaning on Joe Flacco a little too much. Granted, the fourth quarter, he has been clutch, magical, whatever you want to say it. He has been doing a phenomenal job. Really, really love it right there. And talk about Tyler Goodson. Like I said before, 8 carries, 51 yards, 6.4 yards a carry. Like I said before, he's the biggest explosive guy out there. I believe he should get the nod over Trey Sherman if JT's going to be out a little bit longer. Trey Sherman was okay, 18 carries for 29 yards, 1.6 yards a carry. Really, really bad. Just showcasing that, yeah, it's Tyler Goodson's time. Second running back behind Jonathan Taylor. And let's talk about the receivers. MVP day. Josh Downs, who was hurt all week with a toe injury, came out and became the chain mover of this game. 7 receptions, 66 yards, and that touchdown was beautiful. And Mo Ali Cox, decent day, 4 receptions, 41 yards. And Michael Pittman Jr., man, the toughest SOB in his locker room, was supposed to go on IR this week, which I reported, supposed to be out for 4 weeks, came out in this game and put the team on his back for that jump ball. That was nasty. 3 receptions, 35 yards, and 1 touchdown. That jump ball was beautiful. Again, really, really loved it. And like I said before, without JT and AR being out there, no running game at all. The running game has been a non-factor. Leaning on Joe Flacco in year, 18, whatever it is, being 39 years old. That right there is really tough. But Joe Flacco has been, the best reliever out there, while AR has been out for a couple games. And we'll talk about AR later on, because I did not agree with that decision what happened early in the day. But we'll talk about that later. Defense. Oh my God, what do I even start? Zaire Franklin, 8 tackles. Julian Blackman had that 1 interception. That was really good as well, too. But I'm going to say this right here. That 3rd and 19 by Tola Pollard to get the touchdown was disgustingly bad. At that point, I was like, fire Gus Bradley. Fire him, because that right there is truly horrendous. That to put your defense out there in that type of scheme was really bad. And I'm thinking, here we go. This is it. This is the turning point of the game, and that was it. But I'm going to say this. The defense did hold up, their end of the bargain after that debacle of that 3rd and 19. So I got to give them kudos. I'm not going to shit them the entire episode, but, they did hold it down after that 3rd and 19. So I got to give them credit there. And the co-MVP of this game, got to go to Sanchez, our punter. That game-sealing punt, dropping it at the 2-yard line was fantastic again, because I'm not going to lie to you. When we gave him the ball again for 25 seconds, I was like, I don't know if I can trust my defense out there. I feel like Lil Lewis can possibly drive him down to get a field goal and take this game to overtime, because I was like, oh my God. But when he hit that, pumped the ball to the 2-yard line, I was like, okay, we possibly might get a chance as well too. But talking about, game management before I get to Tennessee Titans. I believe it was either a drive or two before the game was over, and Shane Steichen wanted to pass the ball a few times and gave Tennessee Titans more time. And I'm like, why? Just run out the clock and hope your defense can stop them, because right there when you gave him the ball, I think I can't say what exactly time it was, but I believe it was 2 straight passes and it stopped the time. Gave him a chance to get the ball again. And, luckily the defense was able to stop him, but still, our defense has been bad the entire year, and to give Olivas 2 chances at the end, possibly tie the game or possibly take the lead, I was not a fan of that. But Sanchez came with with that clutch punt, so I definitely give him there, and that right there was really, really good as well too. Special teams definitely came in clutch in this game right here. And talking about Tennessee Titans, like I said before, if they would have had an above average quarterback, hands down they would beat us. There's no argument there. He was 16 for 27, 95 yards, a touchdown, interception, didn't even break 100 yards. Tony Pollard, like I said before, that 30-19 play had me so livid right there. I'm like, guys, how can we give up a touchdown in 30-19? Was truly horrendous. He had 17 carries for 93 yards and a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, he had a decent day for 154 yards. But one thing I was surprised about too, that they couldn't get Calvin Ridley the ball, and they were trying. I didn't think they targeted him 8 times and 0 catches. I'm like, wow, he's one of the best explosive weapons in the NFL. And you think you wasn't able to give him the ball? Okay, I'm not going to argue there. But overall, it was a good divisional fight game. And like I said before, the Tennessee Titans would have had a capable quarterback, hands down beating us. But let's talk about Anthony Richardson. He practiced all week. You say he's feeling good. And then in his game day, you say he's a third emergency quarterback. So if he's able to put the pads on, you're telling me he's not ready to play the game? You say that he needs development, he needs to be out there, to get these reps, to get these reps to be a better quarterback. You put him at the third string. So you're telling me, hypothetically, I'm not a fan of injuries. You're telling me if Joe Flacco went down, Sam Ellinger went down, you're telling me AR could have played the entire game? If he's able to play the entire game, why not start him? Granted, I know Joe Flacco gives us the best chance to win. I am not arguing that, and he right now he runs the offense really, really well. But you drafted his man 4th overall to give him the keys to the franchise, and you're holding him back saying that you want him to be 100%. It's about to be week 7. No player's 100%. Every player is beating bad already, and he's going to be beating bad. You're telling me every time he's beating bad, let's just sit you down, so you get 100%. As of right now, the Colts are saying that, yeah, we know he's injury prone, and we want to get him to be 100%. It's football. Unfortunately, any given moment, an injury can happen. You can't stop that. The holding is to harp his growth. I'm like, granted, I hope he's taking these mental reps and looking at Joe Flacco, how he runs the offense, because he did the same thing for Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson has been phenomenal since. I hope AR is looking at Joe Flacco and just taking these mental notes, like, okay, this is how you run offense, this is how you do this is how you make these throws. Because right now, if you're really coddling him, and I'm not really a fan of that. And as of right now, AR needs these reps. We're not competing for Super Bowl right here. I would love to compete for Super Bowl this year, but we're not. And as of right now, I'd rather live and die by Anthony Richardson and, get these reps so he could be that quarterback. Because right now, you can't be doing this in year 3, year 4, holding his hand he might be injured. Let's make sure he's 100%. No. Anthony Richardson gives us the most explosive plays out there with him and JT in the backfield. But hopefully against the Dolphins, they'll be back as well too. But guys, comment below and let me know what you guys think about this Tennessee Titan game. And also, did you agree with putting Anthony Richardson as the third emergency quarterback? Until next time, go Colts.